Okay, picture this. A really, really cold winter night. Snow everywhere, that deep cold that just, gets right into your bones.
Bitter cold.
Exactly. And then suddenly there's a child. At a doorstep, seems like out of thin air, almost frozen solid.
Mm.
But there's something else. This kid has this strange, almost adult-like maturity.
Uncanny, yeah.
So, what if this child isn't just lost? What if she's like a catalyst, igniting a mystery that's 10 years old, making a grieving family question everything they thought they knew about loss, about truth,
Mm.
maybe even about angels?
Mm.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really powerful parts of the novel Angels of Destruction. And look, this isn't just a simple story, it's more like a maze.
And it's only complex.
Yeah, intertwined stories about grief, secrets buried deep, even revolutionary movements, and the impact of things we just can't explain.
Right, the unexplained is central here.
Our mission, really, is to unpack the surprising links in the source material, try to uncover these layers of secrets, and look at how different characters see these, well, extraordinary events that change their lives. Get ready for some moments that might just make you rethink things a bit.
Should be interesting.
So let's dive in right at the start, that incredibly cold night. We meet Margaret. She's just consumed by grief. And then this mysterious child, Norah, appears at her home.
Yeah, the description is vivid. Her thin blue lips, those severe glasses fogged with condensation.
And Margaret's reaction is, it's almost instinctive, isn't it? Lights the stove, gets her warm milk, saltines.
Basic human kindness, but maybe something more too.
Well, that's the question, right? How does the novel connect her deep grief with being so open to Norah's arrival? Is it just, psychological coping, or is there maybe a hint of something else?
I think Margaret's sorrow, it really does create this profound vacuum in her life. The text says she feels her weary age, this heaviness, a really saturnine mood. It's pretty clear she's been lost since her daughter Erica disappeared 10 years back. So when Norah, who looks just shy of 9, shows up.
She just grabs onto her.
Exactly. An unexpected blessing, a blank slate. A chance, maybe, she thinks, to begin again. Her grief just makes her incredibly receptive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Receptive to Norah being this answer to prayer, almost.
Yeah.
Even if it means, well, inventing quite a bit.
Right, because she almost immediately starts building the story.
Instantly.
Right.
Norah's going to be her granddaughter, Erica's child. And Erica, oh, she's just a shut-in. That's the story for the school.
Wow.
It really shows how deep sorrow can make us grasp onto the inexplicable, even if we have to bend reality quite drastically.
And Norah herself. She's not just any kid. The source mentions her voice, this phlegmy voice that suddenly lightens an octave.
And that maturity. Creator naturally mature.
Yeah.
An old soul in a child's body.
And she knows Margaret's name, calls her Mrs. Quinn right off the bat. Beyond just being, sweet or quirky, what early signs really hint at something unsettling about her?
Well, those details are crucial, I think. They immediately mark her as different, an anomaly.
Okay.
Her maturity. Knowing the name without being told. It's not just a personality quirk. It feels like a quiet challenge to how things are supposed to work.
And as things go on, yeah, she's definitely not just quirky. She seems capable of things that are hard to explain.
Right.
Like knowing about places, Madrid, New Mexico, the Turquoise Trail, details Margaret uses later.
Which is significant, yeah.
And then we meet Sean Fallon, this lonely third grader, parents divorced, dad's not around. He kind of cultivated his solitude, the book says.
He becomes her first real friend, her confidant.
And their friendship seems to coincide with Norah showing these really uncanny abilities.
Yes, that's when the narrative starts showing us what you might call her early miracles, or maybe just strange events.
Like the origami birds.
Exactly. The origami paper birds, which Sean just calls a trick at first. Then there's the magic potion for Margaret, just warm milk, but it gives her this pleasant drowse, deep sleep. She's also strangely resilient to the cold, praying on her knees outside in freezing weather.
And then there's that incident on the bridge. It's really weird.
Very, where she seems to fall through the ice,
Yeah.
but then exchanges this conspiratorial smile with Sean afterward.
The text even mentions Sean thinking later about the staging of her walk into the icy water and the plot they had designed together. So, manipulation.
It certainly makes you wonder. And her effect on others is powerful too, like Pat Delarosa, the florist.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
Norah just touches his arm, and he feels this overwhelming sense of rejuvenation, starts crying. It's like she connects with some deep need in people.
Okay, so while these things definitely show how unusual Norah is, couldn't some of these early miracles, like you said, also be seen as maybe manipulation, especially given how vulnerable everyone around her seems?
That's absolutely the core tension the novel plays with. It forces you, the reader, to constantly ask, are these actual supernatural events?
Yeah.
Or is this an incredibly perceptive child who knows how to influence people who are desperate to believe?
Right.
And the takeaway, I think, is how human vulnerability, that longing for meaning, can just completely blur the lines between real miracles and powerful psychological influence. It leaves you to decide what you think is really going on.
It's such a fascinating contrast because while Nora is bringing this weird kind of hope and these strange happenings,
Mhm.
the source also pulls back the curtain on something much darker, the real meaning behind the title, the Angels of Destruction.
Yes, and that connects directly back to Margaret's daughter, Erica, and her disappearance 10 years ago.
You find out Erica ran away when she was 15 with a boy named Wiley.
And Wiley gets involved with this radical, violent group, the Angels of Destruction, or AOD.
Founded by someone named Crow.
Right. And their whole ideology was about destruction in order to save the world.
Yeah.
Twisted logic.
Very. And Wiley gets deeper and deeper into it, reading pamphlets like All That's Wrong with America, The Atom Bomb, and the Coming Civil War.
He even shaves his head like a rite of passage. And his actions escalate, robbing a store, shooting a small-town grocer.
It's a really bleak path, and Erica, who was maybe initially caught up in it, starts getting scared.
Especially when she realizes she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She'd missed 2 periods while they were on the run. She's clearly becoming disgusted by what Wiley's doing.
And where do they end up?
Their journey takes them to this place, the Gavin's cabin.
Yeah.
They stay with Mrs. Gavin and her granddaughter, Una.
Okay.
And there's another layer of mistaken identity here. Una actually believes Erica and Wiley are her parents. She thinks her real parents ran off to Canada because of the Vietnam War and are now dead.
Wow, so that theme again. Assumed identities, longing for family. It echoes Margaret creating Nora's identity.
Exactly. And then there's another secret, Paul Quinn's Margaret's husband. His hidden past.
Oh, right, Nagasaki.
Yes, his involvement in what the source calls mercy killings of radiation sickness patients after WWII. Erica found a letter about it from his sister Janie. And that discovery was part of why she ran away.
So much hidden pain.
And the novel really seems to suggest that this kind of unprocessed trauma, whether it's from war like Paul's or personal loss like Margaret's, it creates fertile ground for radicalization,
Yeah.
Not just for one person, but maybe even across generations, these cycles of destruction.
Okay, so after a decade of silence and pain, the family finally starts getting some answers. And it's really driven by Margaret's sister, Diane.
Yes, Diane plays such a crucial role. She's worried about Nora's outbursts, worried about Margaret getting too attached, maybe losing touch.
Understandably.
So she decides she has to do something to save her sister from further sorrow, as the text puts it. It comes from a place of deep love and concern.
And she uses Nora's strange insights.
No, she does. Remember Norah mentioning Madrid, New Mexico? She'd even put an X on a map.
And the source makes a point of the pronunciation Madred, not Madrid.
Right, not the one in Spain. That clue, plus an old photo of Erica, become Diane's tools. She actually travels there, to this ghost town, a former coal mining place.
And she finds her.
She does. She meets a local woman, Maya, who helps her. And eventually she finds Erica, who's now living under the name Mary Gavin.
Wow. That moment must have been intense.
Huge. The source says it broke a decade's tension. Just imagine Mary now is an artist. Margaret has actually joined her there. And Eric Mary has a young daughter, JoJo.
A whole new life.
A whole new life. And there's this incredibly important revelation, too.
The grocer.
Yes. The grocer Wiley shot. He actually survived.
Oh, thank goodness.
It frees Erica from years and years of this crushing guilt she'd been carrying. It's a powerful moment.
It really is. What an insight, that the truth, when it finally surfaces, isn't always the worst thing you feared.
Exactly. And that adopting a new identity, maybe out of necessity, maybe courageously, can actually be a path toward real healing. It says so much about second chances and how long secrets can cast a shadow.
So let's circle back to Norah. Because while Diane is finding Erica, Nora's own story is escalating back home. These extraordinary public displays, this week of miracles.
Yeah, things get really intense. She supposedly stops the clock in the school cafeteria, makes statues move in St. Anne's Church.
And leads kids to believe she can make them fly off a bridge. That's concerning.
Deeply concerning to the adults, definitely. And she's very explicit now, telling classmates, her teacher, I am an angel, a messenger.
And she warns them about the other angels.
Right. Beware the others, the angels of destruction. She even names them these names like Kushiel, Lahatiel, Shaftiel, these Malake Habala.
So how does the community react to all this? The school?
Predictably, maybe. The reaction is swift and pretty severe. Principal Taylor, Mrs. Patterson, they're very worried. They call her delusional, suggest counseling.
Parents.
Outraged. Understandably, I suppose. And poor Sean Fallon is caught in the middle. He sees things, but he's struggling between belief and what seems logical. It's tearing him up.
And Margaret, what does she do?
Well, Margaret, even though she's clearly charmed by Norah, she's under pressure. From Diane, from the school. She reluctantly agrees to send Norah away. For her own good, she reasons.
And Norah's actual departure, it's left really unclear, isn't it?
Very ambiguous. The kids have all sorts of rumors. Suspension, expulsion. Some even say she jumped off the bridge or just departed on the wing, ascending into the heavens.
Wow. Leaves it wide open.
Totally. And Sean is devastated. He confronts Margaret, asks her, how could you not believe in her? He keeps that little blue china cup she gave him, cherishing it.
So the big question hangs there. Was she a troubled kid? A really convincing illusionist? Or something else entirely? The story just doesn't give you a neat answer.
No, it doesn't. And that part of the story, I think, really highlights how communities often react when faced with something that completely challenges their rational understanding.
Fear and dismissal seem common.
Right. Instead of embracing wonder or even just acknowledging the mystery, the tendency is often toward fear, labeling, trying to rationalize it away as delusion or illness. It shows how we try to categorize and control things we just can't easily explain.
So this idea of angels, it really morphs throughout this deep dive, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
From potentially literal beings with Norah to this violent cult, Wiley's angels of destruction, and then maybe ending up somewhere abstract, personal.
I think so. Years later, this story picks up in June 2005. We find Sean Fallon again.
Still haunted by it all.
Seems so. Still grappling with the past, dealing with a broken heart, apparently. He travels to New Mexico looking for Mary, Gav, and Erica. He wants to understand Norah.
Does he get any answers from Mary Erica?
He gets her perspective. Mary, now an established artist living with Margaret, reflects on her own journey. And she talks about angels. She told Sean, all kinds of angels. Something missing in our souls we recreate when we are awake and in need. Like your Norah.
Like your Norah. That's interesting phrasing.
It really reframes the whole idea, doesn't it? For Sean, and for us reading it, the narrative holds on to that ambiguity. Maybe angels are real divine messengers. Or maybe they're symbols, manifestations of hope that we create, or that appear when we most need them. Unexpected help. Our deep human need to find meaning, connection, in a world that feels chaotic sometimes.
And there's that final moment with the cup.
Yes. Sean returns the blue china cup Norah gave him all those years ago. Mary recognizes it instantly, takes a deep breath, senses, as the text says, the echo of 1,000 prayers.
It's such a powerful image. Memory, influence, just lingering there.
It really is. And what's so compelling, I think, is this idea that whether we experience something that feels like a genuine miracle or something that's a really profound psychological event, the impact on our beliefs, on our identity, can be just as transformative either way.
So the story doesn't necessarily prioritize one over the other.
Not really. It kind of leaves us with the question, what do we choose to believe? And how did that choice shape the reality we live in? It suggests that maybe sometimes the angels we need, or the ones we create in our need, are the most powerful ones of all.
So we've journeyed through this really complex world, where grief can somehow open doors to things we can't explain, where radical groups promise salvation but bring destruction, and where one enigmatic child forces everyone around her to face their own ideas about truth, about faith.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, this deep dive into Angels of Destruction, it's not just about the plot points, is it? It's about how people wrestle with huge challenges, with loss, and with these powerful forces, sometimes ambiguous forces, that shape all our lives.
That human need to find meaning is right at the center.
Definitely. That need to connect the dots, even when they seem random, and to believe in something. Something maybe beyond what we can easily see or explain. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. What kind of angels, whatever that means to you, might be walking among you? And what surprising truths could they be trying to reveal?